What's up, everybody? This is Marko from Pickleball Union, and some people may disagree with me, but the overhead smash is the hardest shot in pickleball. Let's find out why. So contrary to popular belief, the drop shot is actually very simple mechanically. We push forward. And although it does require a certain amount of touch, it's a very easy shot to learn. Whereas the overhead requires rotation, contact point, court positioning, timing. It is very difficult, like a tennis serve. These are the three most important elements of a great overhead smash. And stick around to step 3 because it's the most important. The first point we're going to discuss is court positioning or body positioning. Most of the time when we get lobbed, we're up at the kitchen line. When the ball goes up, we have to adjust our bodies in order to get behind the ball to make contact out in front. This is step number 1. Let's go through a couple common tendencies. If I do not get back fast enough, the ball is too far behind me, I'm making contact behind me. This usually results in a home run. The other end of the spectrum is if I am too far away from the ball, I usually end up burying this baby in the net. Court positioning, body positioning is everything. Get yourself enough space to step back in to make contact. Keep this ball out in front. Let's dive in a little deeper with our footwork. Let's assume we're up at the kitchen line in our ready position and a lob gets thrown up over our head. The very first thing we want to do is rotate and adjust. I'm already in my locked and loaded position. I like to think I'm surfing. I'm balanced, I'm locked and loaded. I'm 90 degrees from a rotation to hit this ball. This is vital. I do not want to be backpedaling, making contact straight ahead. There's not going to be a whole lot of power. Think about a baseball pitcher here. They rotate, and that's how they generate power. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to shuffle to get there. Let's demonstrate. Now, this shuffle footwork may look advanced, but it's actually the safe route to go. If I backpedal, I am so much more susceptible to falling backwards. Whereas, if I rotate my body 90 degrees, I am still perfectly balanced in this position. Trust me on this, this is the way to go for safety and for power. Element number 2, let's discuss the actual mechanics of the swing. Now that we've gotten ourselves back far enough behind the ball, we're going to discuss how the weight transfer creates easy power. Luckily, we can do this at home with only a paddle, no need for a ball yet. This is how I want you to practice this. I want you to rest your paddle on your shoulder, rotate your body, and point at the imaginary ball. Notice this starting position. My weight is on my back. My arm with the paddle is cocked, ready to go. From here, I'm gonna drop the elbow and throw the paddle forward. Very simple. So how we're gonna practice this is an old volleyball drill. Rest the paddle, drop the elbow, and swing. Repeat. Point, swing. This is the simple mechanical motion. Notice how the drop of the elbow initiates the movement forward. This needs to be practiced and this needs to be fluid. If we stand here and only swing with the arm, it looks awkward and you're gonna generate a fraction of the power you're truly capable of. Last but not least, the third element is the most important. You may have brilliant footwork and get yourself behind the ball. You may have an incredible swing that generates easy power. But if your contact point is in the wrong spot, we are either gonna bury this ball into the net or we're gonna hit a home run. Let's discuss the good, the bad, and the perfect. We're gonna use a wall to demonstrate what the most appropriate contact point is during an overhead. If I space myself in my correct footwork, point to the imaginary ball, which is the wall in this scenario, and rest my paddle on my shoulder. When I throw everything forward, it should culminate in a slightly downward angle out in front of the body. This is perfect distance for great power. Notice, if I get too close to my target and I try that same swing, I am way too close to the ball. This usually results in a home run. And conversely, if I step too far back and reach forward and make that same target, I'm gonna hit this ball way too low and it usually ends up in the net. Positioning to get to the sweet spot with a slightly downward angle is everything when it comes to the overhead smash. So here are some great examples and some not so good examples of contact points during overhead situations. So the explanations are very simple and logical. However, this is going to take a significant amount of practice to get this baby down. Make sure that we get far enough behind the ball, use the appropriate rotating footwork, make sure that we use the correct weight transfer of a throwing motion, always out in front, and most importantly, ensure that the contact point is exactly where it needs to be. Here's another cheat. If I point to the ball, that is exactly where I'm gonna end up making contact. Replace the left arm without the paddle with the right hand with the paddle for right-handed players. Practice makes perfect here. Subscribe to Pickleball Union for more incredible pickleball tips like this.